Hi, I'm Lisa with Candles by Sincerely Ice Blue. I'm going to be making some videos that talk about tips and tricks for candle making, along with starting your own candle business. If you're new here, don't forget to click on subscribe to my channel, and let's get started. Today we're going to talk about wax. There are so many different waxes you can choose from, and sometimes it can be overwhelming, and you have to make decisions. Do you want coconut wax? Do you want soy? Do you want beeswax? Do you want paraffin in your wax? Do you want a combination of all those waxes? What do you like? What are your customers gonna like? What has the best hot throw and cold throw? And just so many things to think about, right? So when I got started, I had my heart set on I was only gonna sell 100% soy products. And when I was doing my research, I came across something by American Soy Organics. They have a couple different products in their line, but I picked their Freedom Soy Wax. And I found it a really easy to use wax. Now, American Soy Organics doesn't sell direct. You can only buy from them through either one of their 3 United States distributors. One of them is Amazon, which is where I get mine. I will put the link below for you. And then if you're in Canada, there's also one Canadian distributor. Now, the reason I chose this is when I got started, I had no idea what to look for in a wax. And when I did an Amazon search, that was the first thing that came up. So I started researching it. And one of the things I noticed is that it states that it's very easy to use, whether you're a brand new person in the business or you've been an expert and doing candles for some time, because it's very easy to use. It's also made here or grown here in the United States. It's paraffin free, it's sustainable, it's renewable. They never test it on animals. There's no animal byproducts. And they say it's 100% soy product. Now, American Soy does offer a couple different levels of wax types. There's one with a coconut in it. There's another one, I believe, that's more certified organic. This product is actually 100% organically sold, but they don't list it as GMO certified. The reason that I've read on their different reviews is because even though it's grown organically, the outside, the husk, is what they actually use to make the soy wax product, but the protein part may have some GMOs. So it's not certified organic, but it's still 100% organic. Now, you can buy the product either in a 5-pound bag up to a 45-pound bag. What I have sitting beside me is actually the 5-pound size, and it's a great way to get started. So if you're new to candle making, you might want to start with the 5-pound bag. The product itself is really good for somebody that has never made candles. I found it very easy to work with. So when you get your bag, it actually has some little QR codes on them. And you can click on them and bring them up on your phone. And if you're new to candle making, it was extremely helpful. The first time we did it, we followed the instructions that say heat it up to 160 degrees, but you can pour your fragrance oil in either hot or cold and then pour right away. And it's a 1-pour process. We have done it that way. This past weekend, we tried it by heating the wax up to between 175 and 185. Depending on the fragrance, the lighter scent or a heavier scent, we added in the fragrance anywhere between 155 and 165, and then we waited till between 135 and 145 to pour it. One thing we noticed right away is that the cold throw is fantastic. So we can actually smell the candles without having to hold it directly up to our noses, which has been nice because you want a good solid hot throw, but a good solid cold throw. The website also says that you can just cure it for 24 hours and burn. Now, when I started reading through the Amazon comments and some of the reviews, there's some expert candle makers that suggest not burning it that quickly and waiting at least 2 weeks to cure because it is a soy product. So I do have them curing behind us, and we will be doing another video when we do our burn testing. So make sure that you tune in for that, because I don't want you to miss it if you're interested in this product. The website also recommends some different candle wicks. We had on hand some different 6-inch lengths with 2mm width cotton wicks, which is what we used on the candles behind me. And then also the tea lights that we poured came with standard wicks to use. on their website, they mention a couple different wicks you can use. And one of them is the Premier 765 from the Flaming Candle. And the other one is a product called Stabilo 10, which I did a Google search for. And both the products are coreless, non-directional, flat braided wicks with a special filament paper woven around them. So it's a little fancier than the standard cotton wick that we're going to use, or that we did use this past weekend. So I'm going to have to try and get a couple of these other ones to give them a try. We use just that standard wick size that I had mentioned, and that also was from Amazon. Now, the other burn test that we have done with this product, that wick worked great. We have only used that wick in candle diameter up to 3.5. One of the ones we did this weekend is a little bit larger, and we double wicked that with the same wick. So I'll be interested to see how that's going to come out. We've had no problems at all with the product. We haven't had anything pulling away. We haven't had any issues with tunneling, any of those issues that I read a lot about with soy. These are the different candles that we poured this past weekend. You can see on the blue one, it does have a little bit of that roughness going on the top that you see sometimes when you're working with soy. Now we could smooth that out by doing an additional pour with some wax or even with a heat gun, but we're going to just leave it because we're going to be using this one in one of our burn tests. All three of the other candles came out really smooth, including the tea light. All of our tea lights came out beautifully. Now this one is actually a 6.5 ounce tea light. It's a little bigger than the standard tea light, but it poured beautifully. We had no issues at all with any of the tea lights. And you can see that the tops of the other ones came out really nice. These are the ones we're going to be doing our burn test on in the next week or so. Hopefully you will tune in to find out what the results of that are. What I also have done, like any good tester will do, is I want to compare it to another product. So I recently just ordered another product that came in a big block, and it's the Pro Blend 600, which came also from the Flaming Candle. And I got two 11-pound bricks of that. So it's going to be a little different, because I'm going to have to cut that up and kind of see how that's going to work for us. Now, I do want to show you what these little beads look like. I poured out some of the pellets into one of my candle jars here, just so you can see what they actually look like up close. They're just tiny little circles. They're very soft. They do leave a slight residue on your hands if you're touching them like I am. And they melt beautifully. No problems at all. They are very easy to work with. You just got to make sure they don't get away from you and roll away. The product again is very creamy, and it almost comes across like there's a paraffin in it. And again, according to American Soy, there is not. So that being said, I have not found a lot of videos or feedback out there on American Soy. So if you're using American Soy or you've tried it at all, I would love for you to drop in the comments what you've used it for, how you feel it works, which of their product line you've used, and any feedback you have on it. Also, don't forget to tune back in about the next 2 or 3 weeks after we let these candles cure, because I will be doing the burn test on them. Now, one thing we did find is that the wood wicks, we did try a wood wick, a standard size. It did not do well. And we actually burned it in the standard size with the 3.5 inch diameter. This is just a plain clear jar, which came in bulk from Amazon. I'll also drop that in the description for you. It's a great candle to work with, especially it's a great vessel. I mean, if you're getting started in this business or started in making candles. So the wood wick, what we found is when we tested it on the first burn test, it was a solid flame, but the burn pool seemed like it got a little large, a little faster than it should have. I want to say the burn pool got to about the size that it should after 2 hours in about 1 hour. On our second burn test, in less than an hour, it flooded out. And in our third burn test, it was less than 15 minutes that the wood wick burnt out. So What we've found is that the wood wicks don't work well in the smaller diameter jars. If you've tested it and found a wood wick that does work well with this wax, I'd love to hear from you because I am interested in giving those wood wicks another try. So my overall review on the Freedom Wax from American Soy Organics is that it's a fantastic product. Whether you're a beginner, you've been doing this for a while, whether you want to make candles for family and friends, or you want to make candles to sell, I think it's a really easy to use product with a lot of options. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. If you liked today's video, don't forget to click on the subscribe button below. Until next time, stay awesome.